Hello, screenwriters, and welcome to Writing for Screens, the screenwriting step-by-step project, episode 234. My name is Glenn Gers, and I come to you every Monday through Friday, if I can make it, at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time Zone, to let you look over my shoulder, share my screen as I write a TV pilot script. I am doing this in order to teach a part of the screenwriting process that I think is under-taught, which is the line-by-line, page-by-page process of writing a script. I am not talking about any particular kind of script. I'm not talking about how to write a good script. I'm just saying if you've got ideas and feelings and thoughts and you want to put them into a script form, you need to find a process, a procedure, a way to work. And that's what I'm showing you. I'm showing you the way that I figured out in my 25-year career writing for TV and movies. On my way out, I thought I would leave behind these tricks and techniques and tools that I found for myself because there was no one doing this for me. And I thought, gosh, what a waste. Coming up with stuff, working out this stuff, and then just keeping it to myself. So here I am, letting you watch over my shoulder as I walk through it in case there's some things I'm doing that you can pick up and use for yourself. There may not be. Everybody works differently. Everybody has different plans. Everyone has different ways that their brain works. Everyone has different types of script. All I'm saying is when you are stuck, if you are stuck, try some of these things out. Try making an outline. Try doing a rough draft that's really, really bad and then reworking it bit by bit. That's the kind of thing I'm trying to show you in case it is helpful. But the main thing that I think is helpful is my channel's first 3 playlists. They are Screenwriting Essentials, Screenwriting Tools, Skills, and Craft, and the Process, Being a Writer. This is where I have taken subjects that I think are worth analyzing. I tried to make it really clear. I put the name of the subject as the title of the video, and I put it in great big colorful letters on the thumbnail so you can see it. Genre, flashbacks, dramatic action, whatever it is that I thought I could give you some helpful tools or skills or processes, I put them in the most practical, simple 10-minute videos that I could. Please look at those. Those are the ones that may be useful to you. This thing I'm doing here is just a, what the heck, this might be interesting. It's an experiment. It's been going well so far. We're almost done. I thought, you know, I need to do something during the live stream in case nobody shows up and nobody asks any questions. So I thought I would do this writing a script thing. It has worked out. Hello, Nathan. Working on this thing alongside of you. That's excellent. Yes, there you are. I get you. I'm alongside of you. Thumper, hello, Thumper. Hey, something else is here. Good to see you. Gia Holland. Oh, I am glad that you are using these work-alongs. That is great. Jin Holland. Hello, Aspen Runes. That was supposed to be an emoji. You know, emojis, waving, words, it's all good. You are welcome, Manga Express. Yes, I'm wearing my uncomfortable cowboy shirt today. Not because I am an uncomfortable cowboy or that it's meant to be uncomfortable. It just happens to be made of a sort of cheesy polyester-y thing that's kind of scratchy. But it looks so fun that now and then I gotta wear it. Okay, let us get to work because I am in the last couple of pages of this pass. About 40 days ago, I decided to go from the beginning to the end and just make it readable. That was the task in this phase. Among the things you can do when you're doing a script, one thing you do is called a pass, where you go through and you attend to one issue. Like, I know people who go through character pass. They say, I'm going to go through the script scene by scene, only worrying about one character and make sure that their character is consistent, that I'm thinking about what the experience is like for them. The kind of thing that I talked about in my video, Building Character Arcs, which I would advise watching if you want to understand this concept, which is every character thinks they are in the middle of the movie. They don't know that they are a side character. They think that because in their experience, everything is happening to them and they never leave their point of view. That must be the story. And we all think that, and that is the joke on all of us. So therefore, one good thing to do is what I do is I actually make a copy of the outline, a copy, not the original. I take a copy of the outline and then I take out everything that's not involved in one character. Like in our script, it would be Xena. And I would say, okay, I'm going to look at all of Xena's scenes and see what that story is. What is her version of the story? So that when she speaks, she's speaking from her truth, her reality, her needs. That's the thing you can do as a pass. This pass that I was doing was the readability pass, the coherence pass, where I was just like, I want to make sure that there isn't something where I haven't really thought things through or figured it out, made it just flow and read and cohere. So that's what I was doing this pass, and I've almost got to the end of it, and it has been very useful. So that's what we are doing. Hi, Larry. Thank you. I do an excellent job, if I may say so myself, and I use your testimony as proof. I appreciate that. It is actually incredibly, phenomenally satisfying and freaky for me to say to myself, as I'm trying to figure out how to teach screenwriting on YouTube, to say, I think what I would need if I was a writer who didn't know what I already know, I would need it to be put into really, really short, slogan-y, recipe-like, index card-y thoughts that I could just try and get into my head. Because when you're working on a line, you got to be in that scene. You got to be there. You can't be thinking about some grand plan or how Star Wars did it. You got to be thinking, what does this person need at this moment? And if you've got these principles, these tools, these techniques, hopefully it'll make it a little easier. So that's what I was doing, and it is such a rockin' good time for me to find out that it actually worked, that people actually like it. And by the way, when you are rewriting, when you are writing, when you are struggling, you need to go through the process in order to find out that it works. Sometimes it won't work, but the coolest thing that you only can find out if you go through the process and show it to people is that some of it will work. And almost always, some of it will work. And that's the thing you gain confidence about as you get experience. And that's why I beg you to recognize that until you have had experience, until you have written 5 scripts and shown it to 500 people and had some reading out loud and maybe had somebody shoot a scene of it with their camera for their film class, when you've gotten the practical experiences, then you can decide what you do and don't like about writing and what you do and don't want to do, because until then you're really just figuring it out. You're just a student. And you will remain a student for a long time because that is what it takes. So I urge you to not think about the importance of, make the best of everything you're doing, but do recognize that you're also going to do other things, and the best thing to do is get it done and get it out there. Okay. Thank you. I'm very, very glad. I am so glad. I'm really happy that these things are. But by the way, I'm not asking. I am not begging for praise. I am actually just trying to tell the newcomers, the people who have never seen this channel before and are stumbling in here blind and drunk and saying, well, I want to write a script. What I'm doing, what I do, which is perhaps somewhat different from other classes they have had. Okay, so we are on page 61. We got 5 pages left to go through. And now what? Far more weird, I think. Okay, so I believe I actually got way past here. I got to Deacon's hanging up the phone. Now we're into it. Now we are at the part where we are. Okay. So we now are raising the big question of this series. Is he a retired serial killer who has been framed by a copycat? Which, by the way, he is. And is there such a thing as a retired serial killer? And I believe there is, because if you stop serial killing, you've retired, you've left the field. The question then becomes, doesn't he still have to pay for what he did? I kind of think he does. I don't think you should get away with murdering people. So these are the questions which will not be answered now. That's why I actually stop the scene after that question, because I want to have that question linger unanswered at the end of the episode, so that we think, what's this series going to say about that? That is the trick. That is the name of the game. You end a scene with a question. You are tossing it out to the audience. You are turning it over to them and saying, what do you think? And what do you think I'm going to say about that? Okay. Okay, so now we have gotten to the point that I had stopped writing yesterday. And this is now, Xena is, see, Norman said, what do you mean we have evidence that might, what do you even mean by we have evidence? We don't. We don't. George lied. What do you even mean by we have evidence? We don't. George lied. The call is evidence. Well, yeah. They can track where they open up new leads. No. They can track where it came from. Open up new leads. No. We're web sleuths. We put it together. We solve it ourselves, and then we give it to the police. Yeah. So this is, Xena is declaring why she does not want to go to the police. What do you even mean by we don't? George lied. Okay. All right. Now here is this lovely little thing. Just because we can doesn't mean we should. This is just too abstract. This is too obscure and abstract a line. And what's happened is, what do you even, yeah. Call as evidence. He can. Okay, so Xena is basically saying we should not go to because the question that was raised before we cut away to Deacons was, should we go to the police? And then they are debating whether they should go to the police, ending with that question of, if we don't go to the police, how does he pay? How do we catch him? Xena is saying, whoa, we don't need the police to bring justice. That's our job, because Xena is entirely thinking selfishly. She is thinking, I want to be seen to be the one who brings justice. Not, I want justice to be brought, don't care how, I care about justice. She's saying, I care about me being the star. Okay. And Madeline is saying maybe we shouldn't, but I don't think that that's the question. Why us? Cause. This is tricky. Do we even need this? Because why? I mean, basically what you say. Like, couldn't we just go to, no, we're the web sleuths. We're webs. No, we are web sleuths. We are webs. That's what's wrong. We are web sleuths. We put it together. We solve it ourselves, and then we give it to the police. And he knows that. What? Wait, what? Yeah. Hello, Zano Productions. Yeah, so far, pretty good day. Pretty good. Hope you are having a good day yourself. I hope that. I am trying to figure out how much debate I need in this scene. Hello, Ray. I think I need less than I think. I think that my assumption that they had to debate every angle is not true. They've been debating here, and now Xena has made a statement. We are the web sleuths. I'm hung up on this line. No, we are web sleuths. We are the web sleuths. Does she really say web sleuths? That may yet happen. Why doesn't anyone else say screw Xena and go to the police themselves? That may be a development in later episodes. Because right now, she's simply in the moment having the conflict face to face with them. They're not going to say screw, I mean, they may say screw her and go to the police themselves, but they would have to actually say screw you and walk out of the room and go to the police. What I'm trying to do is get to where they are realizing the situation, and before they can even figure out what to do, having realized they're in trouble, we end the episode. In future episodes, indeed, let's even take a second to put that down. Let's just make a note of that concept. Someone should go to the police alone, trying to give them the info about Deacon's calling. Why doesn't that bring the police in? Maybe it does, and that pisses Deacons off, threatens him, and makes him turn on them. Yeah, see, here's the deal. So the point is, in a later episode, one of these characters may indeed go to the police, which would only serve to make Deacons not trust them. So that's a cool thing. All right. This is our show. That's what it is. This is our show. We put it together. This is our show. This is our case. This is our case. Our show. We put it together, and we're going to solve it. Just solve it ourselves, and then we give it to the police. The sleuths thing, who says sleuth? I can't ask an actor to say sleuth. It's just too phony. I have to say, I think that anyone who calls themselves a web sleuth is going to lose the audience's respect. and I think it's really important that she not call herself that. It just sounds embarrassing. So, no, this is our case. Here's the problem. I love this idea that McLean says, and he knows that, but we give it to the police after when we put it together. after we solve it, when we solve it. Because we can ourselves, because we can. When we solve it. I need to end with we're doing this ourselves, we can do it, because that's going to let McLean say, yeah, that makes us a threat. Okay, so no, this is our case, our show. We give it to the police when it's all put together, when it's all wrapped up, when it's all wrapped up and ready, when it's all wrapped up and ready to go, we put it together, we solve it ourselves alone. We solve it ourselves, by ourselves. Because we can do that. Because we can do it. Because we can. We can do this. Because we can. We can do this. And he knows that. Yeah, that's better. Okay, let me just say hello to some people. Hello, Nacho. Hello, Oneness with Donna, who's also Donna Nelson. Hello there, Maria and chat. Good to see you guys. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Happy Friday. I'm so glad I followed your advice to write first, research later. Yes, got a colonial era script that seemingly doesn't work. Can I manage to cheese my way to fix it with minimal amount of rewrite? Yeah, research is amazing. Research is the most fun thing you can do, except, I don't know. Well, it's the most, it's really a fun thing to do. But it needs to have a focus, a purpose, a use. And so when you know the characters, when you know the story, then your research has a place to be used. Sometimes you just research and you have like a weird fact floating around, like how Romans took showers or something, and then you find a place for it, and that's fine. But the really big stuff, you need that purpose. You need that reason to choose. Okay. Damn righty. There's no beat there. Damn righty. Damn righty. Wait, what? Damn righty. No. Wait, damn righty. Wait, what? He knows we're a threat. He knows we're a threat. We're a threat. We're a threat, and he knows it. And he knows that now. If he didn't. And he knows that now. Now, even if he didn't. If he didn't before. We're a threat. And he knows that now. Even if he didn't before. We told him. We told him. We told him. That's it. Okay. Writing specials of the day on a chalkboard in calligraphy. specials of the day on a chalkboard in him, but stops halfway through the word lavender. And he knows that now. And he knows that now, even if he didn't move on, because we told him he's going to. Realizing. Okay. I will tell you this in a bit, Kirby. Okay. Sweetheart of the Rodeo Day. Is Sweetheart of the Rodeo an actual flower or scent? I thought it was a song or a. I'm the Sweetheart of the Rodeo. Yes, indeed, that is correct. I thought you were talking about the Deacon's soap shop. Sweetheart, lavender. It all came together for me. Now I get you. Okay, so we're a. And he knows that. We're a threat, and he knows it. And he knows it. And he knows that. Now, even if he didn't before, he's going to realize that call was a mistake. It gave us more reason to hunt him and new ways to do it. And he's not stupid. So he's going to want to correct that mistake. Erase it. Okay. Okay, I'm just looking to what I got to cover here. Okay. Maybe it was. But that was then. And this is now. Okay, so this little section is Madeline suggesting that he's, which she's actually right about, that Deakins was really just reaching out as a human being. But their point is going to be he may have been. He may have been. That's not. But that doesn't matter because now they have made this contact and this knowledge is known. Kind of feel like this is repeating stuff from here, though. This is what's wrong. Gave us more reasons to hunt him. Okay. Yes, it's a Birds album. I knew it was an album or a band or something. based on a famous poster. Nashville's a great time. I was there once a long time ago. Use of simile, like a sweetheart, like a. Yeah, why not? The use of a simile, like she's standing in a river and it's suddenly pulling her in. Why not? That is her experience. She is going to act like that, and that is going to be powerful and wonderful. And the reader understands what's going on. Why not simile? Why not metaphor? Why not poetry in your scripts, I say? As long as it's not too long. All right. So, he's going to realize that call was a mistake. And new ways to do it. And he's not stupid. I'm going to take all of this and put it here, because I think we need to spend time hearing this. What I'm wondering is, should this be like that? Gave us more reason to hunt him. More reason to hunt him. Gave us, it told us new ways to find him. It told us he's really out there. And gave us new ways to find him. New ways to find him. And maybe gave us new ways to find him. He's going to realize that call was a mistake. It told us that he's really out there. It told us that he's still really out there. He's really still out there. He's really still out there, yeah, still. And it gave us, and it may have, and maybe it gave us new ways to find him. And he's not stupid. So he's going to want to correct that mistake, erase it. Correct that mistake. Correct. Okay, so Stephen says, I have editors say the rules, no adverbs, metaphors, or similes, or jump on putting character motives as sheets. Well, those editors are wrong. Those editors don't, they don't understand the job. They don't, first of all, those rules are, first of all, no adverbs. That's just a weird rule. That's just like why? It's like the good Lord gave us adverbs. Use them. You know, it's like it's like adverbs aren't like toxic. You don't misuse them. Don't use them badly. But why would you not use them? That's just dopey. The fact that Stephen King doesn't like them is just no reason to. Stephen King just writes like Stephen King. We all write how we want to write. By the way, I bet if you look, you'll find adverbs. Stephen King famously, I believe, in his book on writing, came down hard on adverbs. But no adverbs, no metaphors, no similes, no putting character motivations in action lines as cheats. Why is that a cheat? It's the action. She is feeling. That's the action she is taking. She is feeling this thing. The actor will play her feeling that. The camera will photograph her feeling that. And that is an action. Ba-doom. That's just silly. And it always gets me when somebody has some rule. No doing this. It's like, look at scripts. Look at the business of scripting. If you just look at all the scripts out there, none of them follow any rules. None of them. While one will do one thing and another will do another thing, and they're all good in many ways and bad in many ways. There is no right or wrong scripting rule. There's no art rules. I'm sorry. There's just no art rules. Screw that. There are, if you want to say, okay, I'm going to be an abstract expressionist painter, yeah, there's a rule, then be abstract. but even then, people bend that rule. They'll sort of signify figures and things. Yeah, no, that's just dopey. I call it. Yeah, no, it would. And if I wanted useful notes on this, I would do that. But since this was just a demonstration for you guys of how to do this writing part. But yes, having people do a reading. By the way, when you do the table read, yeah. The thing about table reads of screenplays is that somebody has to read the stage directions out loud, and that sucks. That destroys. That is another art. The art of reading stage directions out loud is a bizarre playing to the band kind of thing. Ideally, see if you can go through your script before the table read and make a special table read version that cuts out every possible word and line of the stage direction. You want to get that you can. You obviously need to describe things. I'm just saying, excuse me, table reads are bizarre experiences. They're really good for getting the dialogue interplay, but the reading of stage directions, excuse me, I got hiccups, is terrible. Okay. My novel has songs written that give details on some of the main characters. They add to the poetry. The idea to add poetry or songs always felt good to me if they fit. Sure, if it's okay with you, excuse me, if it's okay with you that the music of it will not be evident to the reader, which is fine. There are plenty of novels where they will show the lyrics to songs, sometimes existing songs, in which case somebody might hear it in their head if they know that song, but then you have to have the rights. Or they make up songs, in which case you can only imagine, and then it becomes like poetry. The only question then is there a way to put the poetry into the prose? That's another thing to look at. Sometimes you want to suggest listening to music in that way, and so you do it as poetry, but it can frustrate the reader because they can say, I don't know what this sounds like. Knowing the rules is the first step to knowing when to break the rules. That is 100% right, Ellerat. The only thing I would say is some of these rules aren't really rules. The one thing that you have to remember about somebody giving you a rule is who's giving it to you and where, by what authority do they make a rule? So if some writing teacher says, and I have heard them say things like, no voiceover or no telephone calls, that is their personal kind of cranky rule. That's not that rule is not evident in the world of screenplays. That is not in the script world. So different people, like some directors have a rule, like don't tell me, what they're thinking. They are wrong, but they're the director, so they can do what they want. I would also point out that, for instance, the scripts, if you read the scripts for Breaking Bad, or the scripts, especially for Better Call Saul, they go deeply into the thoughts and feelings and their opinions of the characters in the moment. They summarize, they glorify, they interpret, they do all this stuff that you shouldn't do, but they do because you can, because it isn't a real rule. That's the only thing I'd say. It is definitely true. Knowing the rules is the first step to knowing when to break the rules, and knowing that somebody said something is a rule is not a bad thing to know. But you should know that there are, like, knowing the rules suggests that there are rules. And the weird thing about this particular game is there is no central authority. There is no screenwriting academy which says this is the rule of screenwriting. There's just people's particular rules. And some people say you need to have established normal before the inciting incident, and other people say you don't. Which is the rule? Yeah, that's it. People do indeed find comfort in rules, and there is no reason why someone can't set their own rules and apply them. I do that, you do that, everyone should do that. You should figure out what rules you believe in, ideally by examining other examples of great art and saying, oh, look, this is how they did it. Clearly, that's within the rules. But and if you are, like I said, if the director says no telephone calls and they're running the show, it's their rule. If there's a showrunner on a show you're working on and they say, I don't want any scenes where more than 3 people are talking in the same room, then that becomes a rule. But these are not actual rules. Okay. I got a table read. Oh, great. Congratulations. I am very, very excited for you, Maria. That is fantastic. Good for all of you who are doing table reads. Good for you, Stephen. Good for you, Maria. Do those table reads. You do learn a lot. Okay. Okay. Directions are pretty descriptive on Breaking Bad. Yes, they are indeed. And you know, everybody's got their own rules. I'm always impressed at how well radio plays work. Yes, that's true. Table screen rips and radio scripts must use the same techniques. No, unfortunately, they don't. The thing about table reads for screenplays is somebody actually, you get a person to sit and read the stage directions. In other words, they say, interior, George's living room, the same time, which is necessary because we need to know that. But you lose a valuable illusion of the people talking to each other. But it's okay. It's not the end of the world. Yes, radio dramas are how folks got their entertainment in the turn of the 20th century. Yeah, absolutely. Radio dramas are back because of podcasts. Radio drama is back, and it can be great. Yes, okay. Okay, well, Shrimpton isn't here, so. He's going to realize that call was a mistake. He told us he's still really out there. And maybe he gave us new ways to find him. And he's not stupid. He's going to want to correct that mistake. So he's, yeah, no, so he's going to want to correct that mistake. Here's what it is. What if we just walk away? Maybe it's really just what he said. Maybe he's just reaching out as a. Maybe it's really just what he said. Maybe he's just reaching. Okay. Oops. Okay. Let's see. Maybe he really was. Maybe he really was just. So I can take out one of these sentences. What if we just walk away? What if we just walk away? He's going to want to correct that mistake. I have to figure out what to do about Shrimpton here. Who would that be? Okay, Dundosky wouldn't be scared. Cameron is the only one who would be. Maybe he was really just reaching out as a human being. Maybe he was. But that was then and this is now. George wouldn't want us to. George is dead. He got that way. And he got that way. So he's going to correct that mistake. Oh, crap. Maybe he won't. Oops. You know what? No, I haven't gotten into that yet. Lord of the Rings, the new Amazon show. I kind of, especially with a big fantasy-ish kind of show, or any good drama. Honestly, I tend to like to. My feeling is if I can hold out and hopefully remain spoiler free until it's finished. If it's dropping weekly, I really like to be able to watch it. I may not binge like 3 or 4 a day, but I like to watch like sequentially and and get into the flow and into the world of it. And if I have to wait a week, this is pathetic. But very rapidly did I become a fan of not waiting a week for the next episode, when that became a thing. And so my feeling is I will wait until it is um, all available. The whole season is available, and then I will watch it, and then I will be happy. Actually, I don't know if I'll be happy. I always had mixed feelings about the Lord of the Rings movies, the Tolkien movies. There's some good visual stuff. I don't think they're the greatest storytelling and character work. They seem a little distant and artificial to me. But visually they're really cool, and although honestly, even visually, they get a little same. They get a little limited. It's all the different places look kind of the same, like they're all painted by the same painter, and that's not a world to me. I like a world with some dynamics. So and yes, there's darker and lighter and all that stuff, but still, it's got a consistency of tone that actually is not my favorite thing if you're going to create a whole universe. Okay. Avoiding spoilers. Indeed, no spoil. This is a spoiler-free zone, except if I spoil. um, it starts so slow. It's worth, yeah, cool. Yeah. All right. Let me see. Where are we? Okay. This is sort of a. This is just saying the same thing. We're getting the too many. We're getting too many ideas in this scene, just sort of like considering possibilities, but they're not building to a revelation. It's not. This is not. We really. Who did kill George? And why? Okay. Greetings to Germany, P. Joel X. Very nice to meet you, to have you come here. I am very glad. Yeah, it actually may have been. I don't remember it that well. Also, these movies came out at like 2 or 3 year intervals, and so the triloginess of them is lost on me because I don't rewatch them because I just don't have that much. I don't have the spare 3 hours here and there. The irony of your shirt is that the working title of my current script is Ranch of Rage. Ooh, haven't seen ROP, been on a Resident Alien kick. Get notes on comedy. Hello, Steve. Thank you for that. Yeah, Resident Alien. I've never actually seen any of the Resident Alien movies. No. Well, I will put it on the website for people to read so that they can look at it and look back at where it came from. I think that will be useful. Is that when it's done, to be able to then go back to the first episodes and go like, holy crap, look at all the stuff he didn't know, or all the stuff he thought he was going to do that he didn't do. So that's what it's for. But I am not intending to submit it to any place or, I don't know. It does. It would probably be an interesting. Yeah, it is. It is indeed purely for educational purposes. Although it would probably be educational for you guys to watch me try and submit it to contests and things, but I don't, as much as I want to educate you, it's not my strong suit. It would be entertaining, and if I was really trying to build this channel bigger and bigger, that would be a really swift, kind of cool, neat, conceptual twist on the live stream, but I don't think I'm going to do it. Anyway. Something like Lost, for instance, could only be as expensive as it got because it had a weekly airing schedule. I don't know about that. Weekly breathing time between episodes is not conducive to growth. It may be conducive to their growth. It's not conducive to my enjoying. That's I am being purely selfish. I am the audience here, and so I am not worried about them. But what I will say is I actually think, especially with Lost, it is a really good example of the weekly airing schedule and the network system of we'll tell you that you might have 13 episodes or you might have 22, and we don't know when, we'll only tell you in the middle of the season how many you're going to have because we might cancel you at any second. That led to Lost being essentially famously lost, that the people who made Lost had no idea what they were going to do with this stuff they were dropping in there. They were like, let's just drop in some cool stuff and we'll figure it out later. And they never really figured it out, from what I understand. I have not watched the whole series. But what I understand about Lost was famously, it was an example of let's just start cool and see where it goes. And so in that case, if they had actually had to drop a season at a time, they probably would have thought that through a little better. Anyway, the thing about a weekly airing schedule, see, doesn't really make a difference because you get your budget set at the beginning of it. It's like they don't say like, hey, let's give you more money as we go along. They will say, okay, finish this season and maybe we'll up your budget then. And then it does get more expansive. Like Mr. Robot got more expansive as it went along because they were successful critically. And so it's like, hey, you can have more money for music, which meant that the music got, it was good to begin with, but it got even more interesting. And the locations and the cast and the action got bigger and more exciting without losing control. It's pretty brilliant. Okay. Wouldn't you want to build this channel up to 100K? Yeah, kinda. Kinda yes, in an abstract, if I didn't have to actually do it. And the answer is I would if I didn't have other things that I care about more. But I really, really want to write a novel. And I'm really not writing it while I'm doing this. So therefore, the answer is, in theory, would I want to do that if I had no other things in my life that I thought were more important to me personally? Yes. But because I would stop if I knew that I had, like, if I've only got a certain amount of time to live, which I do because all of us do. We only have a certain amount of time to live. And when you're 64, that time is less than you think. And a part of me is just like, so actually what I may do is get the novel going, see how it's going, keep the channel going so that if I can do both, or if I can finish the novel and and build the channel, sure, I would do that. But if it's an either or, this thing gets the boot, the novel comes. Stranger Things is a binger that got a lot of hype. True indeed. Yeah. It's an interesting world now with different distributors releasing in different ways. I use Lost and I wasted on it as a never. Don't create mysteries you don't intend to solve, and let the fans fill in the blanks. Hated it. Yeah, I haven't seen it. I don't know. I only watched half the first season. Honestly, only because of time constraints. Time is the big theme here. Time is the theme of this episode because I'm going to run out of it any minute anyway. But the answer is I didn't watch Lost simply because I did not have that much time, and it's a lot of hours. Okay. It got the axe because it was done. I mean, I believe that Sam Esmail just was like, I want to conclude, I want to shape this story. I have these are the steps of the story. This is where it's going. When it got to that ending, it was done. We knew the things we needed to know, and he stopped, and I like that. Yes, I know you can. Thank you. That is really cool, and you never know. I may take you up on that. Okay. I may do a little. I'm not going to get too into the details and stuff because I really just want to write it. And if I have to worry about you guys, I will not be focused on what I really want to do. But yeah, like the reason I chose to do this script is because I'm okay to like do it for your purposes, not mine. Um, yeah, I will certainly try. Um, I will certainly try to this. Yeah, novel content. I'm interested in novel content too, so I will see. But the problem is, I only do things here that I know how to explain to you, and I am not sure how much of that I can do for the novel because I'm still figuring it out as I go along. That's why I'm doing it, because to me it's interesting and exciting and new. Writing scripts, while a lot of fun, is not that exciting and new to me. I have done it. I have done it too many times. Um, I've done a lot. I've done like 50 scripts. Um, Not that I don't. I mean, like I said, I like doing it. Um, but the challenges of script writing would be more writing and directing, and nobody wants to pay me to do that, and I can't do that for free like I'm doing this. Okay, I'm gonna have to read this another time and figure it out because we're at the point where I've lost my train. A new challenge, indeed. There are so many good new challenges here. Thank you guys so much for all of this entertainment and fun. Um, Cramming down paragraphs after paragraphs just to describe one tiny moment. Yes. Well, what's stopping you? Do it. Do it. Well, easy for me to say. I put it on hold for much of the past 40 years. Um, I would take breaks and try and work on it, but I did not get to it. Um, I will, yes, I will think about this. I will I don't know. Oh, your question. The answer is briefly. Yeah. The answer is briefly. Here's the deal. And like I said, I'm going to talk about my old writing projects not in this format. I'm going to do them as separate live streams. So here's the deal about Fracture. Um, uh, it was a script that the producer and the original writer um, uh, came up with together. It was the producer's idea, actually. He was a lawyer, and it was a legal thriller. And he gave it to the original writer, and he wrote a first draft, which was really good. I quite liked it, but it was not in the style that the company who was paying for it, Castle Rock, wanted. They wanted a bigger, more conventional story. It was actually quite an offbeat indie kind of thing. So, yeah, Dan Pine. So he does have an impressive list of credits. So he was like, I don't want to do what you want me to do, and I don't have to. So he left the project. They hired another writer, and Dan was never involved again. He did not talk to any of us. He did not show up for anything. He was not around. He was like, I had a good idea. I think you people are screwing it up. I don't want to talk to you, which absolutely fair. Um, and honestly, most times, if a writer gets replaced on a script, that writer is rarely asked to talk to anyone who is then working on it. They are fired. You are out of the game. You left whatever you did on paper, and other people will frankly trash it because partly it's in their own best interest to trash it. So the answer is Dan Pine wrote the original script and did not write or work on or consult on or talk to anyone about anything that happened after that, which included 6 additional writers. I was one of 6 writers. I was the one who got the most pages on the screen, so I got the credit with Dan because the Writers Guild always keeps the original writer on, and a lot of his story was in the remaining script. So fair enough. So there you go. And with that, I am saying, Go write something. Thank you. That is exactly right. You are welcome. You are welcome. Here's the deal, by the way, guys. I will be off next week. I will put a video up over the weekend to warn you, but I have personal business to attend to, and I will be not here for a week. I will be back a week from Monday. Until then, please go write something.